This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring.
Today's video brought to you by YourDJDrops.com, the nation's hottest DJ drops.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Remix Report. I'm DJ JD.
I'm DJ J Spring, and this might be our final video weekend recap.
For a little while, at least.
Not because we're dying.
Hopefully not.
Because, hope not. Just because, I guess time constraints have kind of made it difficult for us to constantly do the videos, and you're the one who actually has to go through all the video footage and edit and stuff. And it's become a little difficult as of late. So we may go to audio version instead.
Possibly. We're kind of debating what direction we should go at this point. So, of course, your feedback is always welcome to help us.
Well, I'm sure our mostly male audience will be very sad they don't get to look at us.
I know,
for an hour
beautiful
every week.
mugs.
Yeah.
You may have noticed, like, over the last week or two, especially, we haven't really been keeping things updated as much as we would like to. But hopefully, if we do move away from doing videos for every single episode, that will hopefully free up some time to do different written things in place of those, or audio instead of video, or
and also maybe
something.
Go through new music as well. I've been playing the same set since like June of last year. So
yeah, I've been playing the same opening set since we did our opening playlist, which was probably over a year ago.
Has there been any new music since June? I hope not.
So yeah, life gets busy, and it's a good thing.
I still don't believe that you spend as much time on the wedding stuff that you say you do. I'm not sure I believe that.
Anybody who's ever gotten married definitely knows that, man, the stupidest little things just take up so much time. It's ridiculous.
I told you.
That is not the reason why we're not having as much time for this. It's more because I'm teaching now during the week, and that's taking a lot of extra time that I would normally have. But
I told you the solution for the wedding thing was just tell her you're not going to cheat on her at all, and you want to be with her forever. She tells you the same thing. I will write a certificate, and then I think that's perfect.
It'll probably be, that's all we need, right?
Yeah.
Man, you just saved me like a shitload of money on my car insurance.
Time. I don't have to dress up. Works
See,
out for everybody.
I'm getting married just so you can be uncomfortable in a suit, though.
I know.
That's where I get my pleasures from,
I'm sure
making
it's
you uncomfortable.
Quite a scheme to do that. You could have just paid me $300. I would have done it, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. I dress up in a suit for $300. I'll do it right now if you want.
All right, cut. No.
Anyway, we do have some normal DJ stuff to talk about.
There has been plenty going on, yes, especially with the NAMM show happening, closing up right now, and lots of new gear to talk about. But before we do that, let's talk about our weekend or
where we've been
weekends.
the year recap that we're doing right now.
Since New Year's, we've been.
Well, I just started at Scorpion Bar, and I was actually at Scorpion Bar a few times since the last time we talked. Last night in particular was kind of rough with people bumping into my booth, which is actually, if you use enough force, it moves back. And I was actually just texting someone today telling them how, and this was inspired by Davey B, what he wrote on his Facebook, but I was telling him kind of the same thing that Davey said. Davey actually wrote it really well, because he said that while we're working, we actually have minute deadlines, which I never really heard anyone phrase it like that, which is definitely the truth. Just constant minute deadlines. Like, is there any other, I shouldn't say is there any other job like that, because I'm sure there is, but I mean, just imagine having like a desk job.
There's no other job where people can actually come up and really bug you the way they can us that has those type of deadlines, I don't think.
No, I don't. I wouldn't think so. I mean, just imagine having a desk job and someone just 3 times a day, just your desk just gets knocked back while you're like writing or typing or whatever.
Without any warning.
Throughout your whole workday, people are just putting drinks on your desk when they're done.
Right on your keyboard.
Yeah, right on your keyboard. And then, like what Davey said, that you'd be working on something, constant minute deadlines, and then people are making awful suggestions about what to do. You're just like, no, I can't do that. But then you try to like go to work on the deadline, they don't stop, and they don't. Yeah, so that's kind of the equivalent of what we deal with.
So that's why on weekends now I've been pulling the booth back past the outlet, so you actually have to plug into the outlet on the side instead of on the ground. That way, when people bump into it, not only do they not actually bump into it because it's so far away from where the people are, then that it also doesn't destroy your plugs in the outlet if they push it too far.
That's a good idea. What I thought of doing was putting like little spikes, noticeable ones, on the booth, and then putting a big sign. I don't know how the owners, excuse me, I don't know how the owners would feel about this. If I wrote a sign and it said, "These needles have HIV and herpes and other stuff that you don't want, and so don't spike yourself." I thought that would work too, but I haven't written the sign yet.
I wonder if that would work.
I wonder if the owners would frown upon that.
Probably not.
No, I don't think so either.
So where else have you been over the last 2 weeks?
I opened at Shrine for DJ Benzie, so shout out to Benzie. He played a good set that night. That's been about it, I think. Just Shrine and Scorpion Bar.
You back at the college spot yet?
Yes, I'm back there, and nothing's really changed. I mean, I wish I had something exciting to tell you guys.
Has it been busy this year?
This year has been pretty busy lately, yeah. I know when it got back, the first week was really crazy. As far as music goes, I still think it's like a really divided crowd. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily different from when we're playing at Shrine, when we're playing house versus hip hop. I mean, that's kind of divided too, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Can you get away with a lot of trap?
Yeah, the trap goes over pretty good, I think. I mean, I still play the trap remixes. Like, we talked about that Ruin and Mr. Gray remix of Birthday Song. I play that, and I play an edit of the Styles and Compete Pop That remix. So that stuff goes over pretty good.
Nice.
But it's just when I play the house, it's pretty much like a totally new dance floor that comes on. The old hip-hop dance floor leaves, that crowd leaves, and then new crowd comes on the dance floor.
Might be good for the bar, though, if you're rotating the dance floor like that.
Yes, that's exactly why I do it.
Rotating
yes.
the dance floor.
That's what I've been thinking of.
It's one of those many forgotten tasks of a DJ is rotating the dance floor.
I like people always say that sometimes. Like you hear different stories or different. Someone on Facebook will talk about how it's important for DJs to make people go to the bar every so often, but I don't really think about that at all ever.
I don't
when
either.
I DJ.
I guess certain venues, like more like the college spots or like bars, more I can see that being a thing.
But I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, what's the proper strategy?
Well, I know. I mean, I've heard people like go off like, "Oh man, I was killing it," and then I just played this really whack song just to get everybody to go to the bar.
You know what? That would be awesome if you said if someone requested a song, and you're like, "Perfect, that's the one." That will definitely get everybody. Thank you. I was trying to
Stairway to
think of a
Heaven.
song
Yes,
to play
I know
to
it's
get
12:30,
everyone
but we need to
to
get
go to
everybody
the bar.
drunk. So I'll play Stairway to
Good
Heaven right
request.
now. I just
Very.
played Party Rock Anthem, but I think that'll if I echo out right at the right time, I think.
You know, I don't want to spoil this list. Remember, we talked about we're going to make the list of the most annoying requests. But I got one last night, and when I say most annoying request, I mean primetime requests at a big club with people full dance floor. So obviously it's different ones. If you're at like a smaller bar and it's like the beginning of the night and someone asks for something, you could play some left field stuff in that situation. I'm talking serious primetime requests. Someone asks for, and we get this a lot, not a lot, every so often, Wu-Tang. That's like a really
just Wu-Tang.
That's just a really annoying request to me because
Usually like Triumph.
people never really ask for specific Wu-Tang songs to me. They always just say Wu-Tang, and it's like the RZA, he made really dope beats, but they don't really sound good compared to today's beats. When I say sound good, I mean the sound quality and the bass and everything. It would just be really weird to play any Wu-Tang in your primetime set today. So that's one of my top most annoying requests that I get every so often.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
A good one.
So what have you been up to in this last year since we did the recap?
Well, let's see. And just this past weekend, Friday night, I was at Shrine. Definitely good night as far as like VIPs go. We had a lot of VIP sections sold, but it did end up snowing like a little bit, which of course just no one wants to go out in the snow no matter what. Even if it's just like flurrying, people just don't want to go out.
It was a little slippery out there.
Plus, it's just been ungodly cold out, so no one has wanted to go out at all. Ungodly cold. And then last night I was up at Bar Effects in Worcester. Shout out to the NV Concepts guys. Really cool spot up there. Opened up, I want to say a little over a month ago. Really banging sound system, great lighting, all that stuff. Really cool spot.
It's a big place?
It is as far as like overall size, but it's really a lot of smaller rooms that open up into each other. So there's no like really enormous room like you would typically see.
How many DJs?
You could have, I think, up to 3.
How many did they have this night?
Just one. Well, an opener. They had an opener and then me. So, but you could potentially have 3 separate DJs in different areas.
Was it another club?
I'm not sure what it was previously. I think it was more of a restaurant bar than a club, but definitely cool spot. Look forward to seeing that pick up and really pop off. And then we did a 2x2 set at Scorpion Bar.
You called it 2x4 at first, but I had to question it because we did really only use 2 turntables. I think we both agreed. You said it to me, and I was actually thinking it in my head. The night just really went by quick.
So fast.
We took half-hour turns, I think, and so from 10 to 2 for 4 hours. We each did...
it felt like I was there for 2 hours.
Yeah, it really did go by quick.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd do it all the time if we could. But and the thing that most impressed me, I think, is you didn't play any of my songs at all. You didn't repeat me at all.
Yeah.
It was almost as if you listened to what I was playing when I DJ.
Oh, almost.
So yeah, that night did go by really quick, and I'm sure we'll be doing it again. I mean, it was like our big plan to start spending together more, and it hasn't really materialized too much, but I'm sure it won't be the last time that we spend together. I was going to say play together. That sounds a
little weird.
Yeah. I'm sure the Palooza, I'm already looking forward to Patty's Palooza again. That's like probably 8 months away.
Yeah,
7 or 8 months. So
cool. Well, let's move on to some of our news. Definitely plenty of stuff to talk about, especially all the new stuff coming out at NAMM. Let's see. I think the coolest thing that I saw so far, or most important thing in general, is the new NS7, the NS7 II from Newmark. It actually moves from 2 channels to 4 channels. And now each channel has a filter knob, just like the DJM 900 does. They have the 8 pads below the platters for cue points, loops, beat slicer, all that other cool stuff. And the platters rotate, so just like the original NS7. So this is pretty much the controller of all controllers right now, I would say. Especially for people looking to go from vinyl to a controller, this is definitely the top of the heap right now, with the moving platters, all that kind of stuff to give you that original vinyl feel. That'd be pretty cool. Did you see this at all?
No, I haven't seen that.
What do you think about it?
I can tell you the one thing I did see was I think it's by Ableton, a new kind of pad to, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the push.
The push. That was kind of exciting.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out too. I saw a little demo video of it. I haven't actually had a chance to watch it yet, but I want to check it out.
I'm still, as far as like controllers and stuff, I'm still trying to learn my own equipment. So I'll start worrying about other equipment after I learn.
Also from Newmark, the Orbit, which is a wireless MIDI controller that has accelerometers and other things built in. So if you tilt it, accelerometers.
Oh, okay.
Which means like on your phone, when you tilt it, you can play games by tilting it and things like that. You know.
Interesting.
It tells how much you're rotating, accelerating up and down, all that kind of stuff.
All I know is my phone never works like I want it to when I'm texting, like in bed, and I try to turn it at an angle to get it to be so I can read it. It never works. That's all I know.
Maybe you should get out of bed every now and then.
Maybe it's a problem with my accelerometer.
Maybe. So this you can hold it in your hands. It's almost I don't know. It's like almost like a game controller. Has a bunch of pads on it. You can MIDI assign. When you tilt it, you can assign that stuff tilt to a filter to affect a filter or whatever. Definitely some interesting stuff there, and it's wireless, so you can go all over the place with it. And Behringer updated their CMD line, modular MIDI controllers, so they have like pad banks and fader banks and different banks you can put together to make one larger MIDI controller to fit your workflow. So that looks interesting as well. Obviously, there's a ton of other gear that came out. It's really hard to go through everything, but those were kind of the more important things that I saw at this point. So it looks like Daft Punk is leaving EMI, signing with Sony, which means they're probably going to be releasing a new album later this year. So I know a lot of Daft Punk fans out there will be happy to see that.
Daft Punk is probably one of the bigger names in EDM. But have they done anything recently that was a hit that we all play, like since the house has really taken off?
No. I mean, they haven't done any new material in years, I would say. So,
I was thinking maybe just everything I've seen lately is all other DJs remixes of their old stuff. Is that pretty much what I've been seeing? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, this album could be really huge, potentially.
So
especially
this is
with
something
the remixes.
that people have been just waiting for.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty big stuff. Deadmau5 released a software plugin for Ableton and whatever other software you're using for production. I don't know how to pronounce the name of what it's called. It's a really kind of weird name. So I'll just let you click in the show notes to follow a link to that. But definitely something cool to check out if you're into production. Did you see Ross One's promo video?
I did see that. He pretty much said what a lot of other DJs are thinking, I guess. Pretty much the theme of it is how DJing isn't about the music and playing the music anymore. It's much about all the other extracurricular stuff that's come about. And this was actually a promo video for him, or was just like a funny video?
Yeah, promo video for him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of promo videos are almost like model shoots nowadays. Like people, like just the focus is on them and how they look and stuff, and not so much the DJing part. It is tough with a promo video because usually the theme of most promo videos is look at me, I'm DJing in a packed club that everyone's having fun at, and I'm awesome because I spin in front of a lot of people. You don't get to put your mix on a promo video. They don't get to hear any like actual DJing on it.
That would actually really be pretty boring if you really did that, because your promo video would be an hour long.
Right.
And
I understand.
No one would want to watch that.
I understand why it's not like that, but I'm just saying, the promo videos, a lot of the ones I see, it's just all about atmosphere. You're trying to portray a certain image for yourself, and this is the atmosphere that comes along with having me DJ, which means I'm in a big city and I play in front of a lot of people and they're all having fun and popping bottles, which I understand why that's what videos have come to. I'm having mine done currently, and mine's going to be lots of bottle popping and people dancing.
How is that coming?
It's taken a long time, but hopefully soon. I'll have to get on. I was doing a little experiment to see how long my video guy would go without sending it back to me. But the experiment is taking longer than I thought it ever would. So
Failed experiment?
Well, no, it was a success, but success meaning it took too long. So I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that. Anyway.
All right. Also, DJ Scene just released a remix of Hip Hop Hooray. It's one of the official remixes of the Hip Hop Hooray 20th anniversary extravaganza that's going on right now. It has been 20 years since that track came out. Isn't that hard to believe?
It is hard to believe. So I was 93. I was 4 years old when that came out. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. No, not really.
Nice. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. The remix is really dope. It's not up tempo; it's a down tempo, like 100. Is that 100? 101? Maybe.
I think it's 100. I want to say.
Yeah, so it's great for your hip hop set.
It just sounds like today's music, and I think that's what Scene was going for.
Definitely really dope. Let's see. Beatport, speaking of other anniversaries, Beatport is 9 years old now, believe it or not. You did?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Beatport is 9 years old. I'm
Okay.
totally serious.
I thought you were like mad at me because I was scrolling down. Yeah, I was trying to read stuff.
So yeah, I've been around 9 years now. They wrote a blog post kind of highlighting where they've come from and where they intend to be going in the future. And definitely, I think a lot more great things coming from Beatport. They're definitely focused on the DJs and not the consumer side of things. And I think one of the new features they came out with was this selling your mixes on Beatport, where if you sign up for a DJ profile and you use, if you use all songs that you've purchased on Beatport, then you can sell the mix actually, and I believe make some money on it. And if you use songs that are not on Beatport, then you can still upload your mix and people can stream it, but they can't actually buy it or download it.
Well, one thing though, when you say that they're focusing more on the DJ side and the consumer side, you do realize most of their consumers, I think, are DJs. So if they bring more DJs on there, I think they'll sell more stuff.
Yes,
they kind of know what they're doing.
But I mean, I'm saying they're not trying to move their business towards a normal music consumer model where they're trying to sell to the fans. They're trying to sell to the DJs and just keep it focused on that, which I think is definitely it's worked well for them so far and will continue to work well for them.
Well, I think it'd be tough for them to try to compete with iTunes and stuff for the people who buy stuff there already.
Yeah, no, I agree. A couple little cool things here to close out our news section. There's a little video that I found of a bird singing dubstep that I thought people would enjoy, and also found this cool app. Let me see if I can find out what the app is actually called. It is called Couch Cache. Found this on BuzzFeed.com, and if you're like me and you DJ like 4 or 5 nights a week sometimes, on your nights off, I don't really want to go out and hang out at the bar. Do you on your night off?
No,
not usually.
No.
Me neither. So, but a lot of people expect us to be out all the time, and it kind of helps your public persona if you're out there interacting with people out at the clubs, showing support, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So this little iPhone app, Couch Cache, lets you select, basically posts to your social media to make it appear like you've been out having a great time out on the town, when actually you've been at home, curled up on the couch, watching TV or whatever you were doing. So you tell it what kind of night you want people to think you had and in what area you want to pretend you're going out, and it automatically posts throughout the night saying like you had this great time at this cool hipster spot and had a great drink at this other spot, and it looks like you've been out having a great time. So I thought some DJs might be able to find some use for that.
This is like fake it till you make it for people who are just chilling at home.
Yep.
Interesting.
Pretty awesome.
On to discussion.
All right.
Excuse me. First article I found was from Digital DJ Tips. They had a good article. I think it was called "One Tip That Will Improve Your DJ Sets." And that tip was trying to think about what kind of music you should play based on what your crowd probably listens to. And in other words, your crowd doesn't spend hours and hours searching for rare, obscure music like you do. Don't forget that.
Too many DJs do forget that, I think.
So I think the tip they really gave was try to think about how your crowd finds their music. Where do you think your crowd gets most of the music they hear from? They probably see it posted on Facebook. For instance, if I see everyone posting about the new Justin Timberlake song, I might want to hear it. Or I think they hear a lot of it subconsciously. That's what the article said, like when they're out shopping or also when they're watching TV and commercials. That's where they hear a lot of their music from. So, you have to think about that too.
Yeah, I think there's actually, for the music and commercials, I think there's actually a website called Music and Commercials or something like that that has, they just kind of list all the music that's in current commercials, things like that, so you can kind of get an idea. And obviously, that's where a lot of people hear their music.
I mean, we always hear a lot of stuff when we're walking out of the casino in the garage. They'll be playing a song that we kind of know sounds familiar, but we don't know it. I always Shazam
all the time, man. That's actually a really good station they have at MGM. I don't know what it is, but there's always a good song on.
A lot of good '80s stuff, and it's actually a real good mix of music.
And now with Shazam, being able to just hold your phone up to a speaker and have that song, you can go back and it's all tagged there, history of all the songs you Shazammed. And that is such a good tool if you actually remember to go back and try and find those songs after.
I always think they're looking at me weird in the security cameras at the casino when I'm holding my phone up to the garage ceiling thinking I'm probably up to no good, but I just want to know what song is playing.
I mean, if you have a girlfriend, which hopefully some of you guys do, then you probably get dragged along into some clothing stores in the mall from time to time. There's usually some decent dance music playing over the speakers too, good for opening sets a lot of times, or just spicing things up. So that's another place you can definitely find some stuff, especially if you're looking for songs to appeal to the female audience.
Doesn't mean that you should stop digging for music on Beatport and other sites like that, but just think about it before you play too many of those songs.
Yeah, because people are really not that educated with music like we would like them to be. So,
I mean, you know what? It kind of makes me think about when I listen to reggae. I listen to so much reggae, especially when I was younger, that I can actually understand what they're saying. And to me, it sounds kind of crazy that other people can't understand it, because to me it comes in so clear. But that's kind of how you have to look at music. You have to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm a DJ. I spend so much time going through this stuff and looking at it. I'm not a normal person anymore. You got to take a step back and say, you know what? Not everyone should know this song. I just know it because I've been digging.
And every now and then you do get those people that come up to you and ask for like the most random song, or that song that you just found that you think is like awesome and nobody else knows, and this person knows it, and you're like, how the hell did they figure out what this song is? But I mean, that's so rare that that's really not the people you should probably be focused on.
No.
It's just the girls that just work all day and listen to music on their ride home, listen to it while they're watching TV, and that's probably about it.
I agree.
Right. In the gym, maybe? Who knows?
Gym. Anywhere that music is played, that's where normal people hear their music.
Any other tips as far as places?
I mean, I can't think of anything in particular. I think we named a lot of good ones.
Named a lot of good ones, yeah.
I mean, just
grocery store.
Anywhere people go when they're out of their house.
And the key is just to take notes of those songs you hear, either by writing them down in your little note thing on your phone, or Shazamming or whatever.
Shazam. I always use Shazam now.
Definitely. And I guess a little quick technology discussion. So I guess this guy, Mr. C, who I believe is a European house DJ.
When you said Mr. C, that's not who I thought of.
I know. Me neither initially. But he wrote a Facebook post bemoaning technology. It goes something like this. Just a short rant to brighten up your Friday. DJs that play with a laptop just because you're lazy cunts that can't be bothered carrying your record box, girls excluded, or can't be seen going through records, going record shopping, are just losers. If a DJ uses a laptop to be creative, have split-second timing or various points that are mixed in tracks, create loops, free up time to use samples, effects, and all that stuff, okay. To those lazy cunts, here's an idea. Why not stop using a laptop altogether and simply take 2 thumb drives and use CDJ 2000s or CDJ 900s? This way you don't have to carry that heavy laptop around and the sound box and cables, and you don't have to disturb us real DJs when you're setting up all your shit while we're still mixing. Oh wait, I know why. Because then you'll actually have to mix.
So he actually does kind of have a point there in a way. Although, I mean, he wasn't killing the technology itself. He was
more
saying,
the lazy culture.
Well, he was just saying if you don't need it, why use it? But I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What do you think about that?
He definitely does make some good points. I mean, I've always said the same thing in the whole controller debate. Like a lot of people just want to hate on controllers automatically, and it's easy to do that coming from an old school perspective. But I've always said, I think if you use the technology to the fullest, which he makes a good point, few people do, and I will agree. But if you use that technology to the fullest, then I don't think it matters what you're using. If you're being creative and making good music and people are dancing, having a good time, or you're putting on a great performance, then I don't care what you use. Just be amazing.
The one thing I have almost a little issue with is the word lazy as opposed to what's easier. Like for me, I would look him straight in the eye and tell him, I like using my laptop because I can use my eyes to beat match. I would actually just look at him and tell him that. And he would say, you're being lazy. And I would say, I mean, I guess lazy. I mean, is a accountant being lazy when they use a calculator instead of writing it on the paper and carrying the one over to the other side? I mean, at some point, if something's easier, it just makes more sense to do it. That's how I feel.
But isn't going the easy way often because you're being lazy and don't want to do it a different way? Is just because it's easier mean that it's better?
No, I associate the word easier with more practical. Yeah. Now what?
So where does the phrase "taking the easy way out" come from? Doesn't that kind of
No. Taking the easy way out, I think, is more along moral lines. For instance, if like a little kid did something bad and he didn't want to like apologize to the person that he did something to, and he like ran away, I think that's when you say he's taking the easy way out. Yeah.
But I mean, I think he does have a good point as far as, I mean, a lot of these DJs are lazy. They don't even search for their own music. They don't download music.
Who are we talking about right now?
Lots of people.
Okay.
They just get hard drives full of music from other people, and then they think they're DJs, and that's it. Isn't that lazy? Like they don't go through all the whole process of learning the music, the whole process that we all went through coming up to become good DJs.
I think anyone who relies on other people to do that stuff for them is definitely lazy. But as far as using a laptop to mix, I mean, you're not relying on anybody else for that. You're just kind of choosing a different option. I don't know.
And I think he's talking about like sync and stuff like that too a lot.
But I'm just saying that I think the stuff that he's talking about isn't really the evils in the business that he should be going after, like what you just mentioned. I mean, I think he's just saying that if you're not using your Serato to its full ability or whatever program that you use, you really don't need the laptop. Which I don't know if there's anything necessarily to be mad about the people who actually do use it, but
well, I think he does have a point also with, and if they don't have Serato built into the club or anything like that, and you're coming in and trying to move around, like go around while they're DJing and plug everything in, and that's just a freaking disaster.
It is annoying. I do see a lot of people on Facebook that I'm friends with who will write posts talking down to other DJs who do certain stuff, and it always ends up with one of their friends who actually does that saying, yo, really, man, you're really going to say this about me? And then being like, oh, you know what, I didn't really mean it like that about you, but yeah, they usually did. And I see that a lot on Facebook, so I think people should think before they start writing these kind of posts. I mean, this one's a little bit different, but like I've seen people talk shit about controllers before. My favorite one is that you see people, the older guys say you're not a real DJ unless you use vinyl, and I don't know. I think a lot of people need to think before they say that stuff.
So why don't you use the controller?
Because I've been using vinyl since I started, and I'm comfortable with it. I have answers to all your questions today. If you haven't
wouldn't a controller be easier? You wouldn't have to bring turntables and mixers set up. You just have a controller. Bam.
I don't use most of my gigs. I don't have to bring my equipment. I'm fortunate that they usually provide equipment, so then you'd have to factor in how long it would take to learn a new system like that. So I think the easier way is just what I'm doing right now. Any other questions?
I'm sure I'll think of something.
I'm just knocking them out today.
Yeah, not too bad.
Thank you.
Not too bad.
So is this the end of our last video weekend recap?
I think for the time being it is. I mean, hopefully, I know I would like to spend some of that extra time actually finishing my studio, so maybe we can get good-looking videos in the future.
I thought you were going to say like good-looking actors to portray us.
Well, that too. That would probably help. Maybe we'd get more views.
Do you know the owner of the Red Sox hired consultants to find out how they can boost their ratings for NESN, which is the Red Sox TV network, and the consultants told them they need sexier players. Yeah, this is actually like a real like sports team like thinking that they should get sexier players.
That's incredible.
And they also told them that they need to find ways to win in more exciting fashion. Do you know?
I can't disagree.
Are you familiar with Bill Belichick at all?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Rob Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, saying, "Hey, Bill, we need to win more exciting"? I can't imagine. Yeah, that wouldn't go over too well.
I just think about how exciting it was when they were winning, or barely winning, not winning against the Yankees. How exciting was that?
Well, I mean, that wasn't very exciting at all.
It was extremely exciting.
When they weren't winning against
Well,
the
when they almost did and then didn't, and then when they did.
Well, I mean, the whole story.
In extreme
if that's what
fashions.
you're saying. I mean, it's obviously more exciting, but it's just not usually planned.
Well, they need to do that every year. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
They should stop slacking. They get paid enough money. They can do this every year.
So maybe you should write them a letter. So anyway, as we were saying, we're going to maybe go to audio podcasts for a little while for this, perhaps?
Yeah, possibly. I'd definitely like to hear what people's thoughts are on it.
We're going to do more written stuff, definitely. I think we might do like kind of daily stuff. Like, for instance, that new Justin Timberlake song came out. When something that big comes out, we might make a post and talk about it.
What do you think of that song?
I'm not a big fan of that song. I thought it would have to grow on me. Usually it takes me a week or so to actually digest any new song that I hear. I think about a song totally different after hearing it for a week than I do the first time I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I usually can tell right away by listening to a song if it makes a big impact on me. Like, I remember the first time I heard Get Your Freak On by Missy. That was just like a new sound to me. And I remember hearing another song, Busta Rhymes, Touch It. When I heard that, the first thing I said was, wow, this is kind of cool. It's different. I think this is going to be something. So I can usually tell if a song makes a big impact on me at first that it'll be something. But this definitely did not make a big impact on me the first time I heard it.
I agree. I think it's a good opening track, but it's just weird hearing Jay-Z on it.
There's a couple versions. I know on DJ City, I think, I want to say it was Kid Spin. It was either Kid Spin or NASA.
Like Hook First.
Yeah, well, no, Kid Spin made an edit where he made Jay-Z, he took away that double time, or that the halftime part, and made it just regular speed, which is definitely needed for the club. But
I can't see. He sounds too much like Robin Thicke and not like himself.
I mean, he's always been doing the falsetto thing, but
yeah, but just I don't know.
This sounds to me like something from like 2004 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't see any like really good remixes being
remember,
able to be made out of this song either. I don't
mean, this is more one of those chill R&B songs. Like, I mean, think
fine.
about what's that Trey Songz song called? Is that Simply Amazing or Amazing or something like that? Or Sorry by Sierra. You know that song, right?
Yep.
Those have house remixes, but they're not like Dada Life kind of house remixes. I don't think you could do that to the song. They're more kind of chill opening set house mixes. So I don't know.
Definitely be interested to hear next few singles from his album.
I mean, I could see maybe a chorus edit, then like a trap version of Jay-Z, and then chorus, and that might work all right. But usually it's the lead single of an album that's usually the most successful, isn't it? Like, it almost seems like songs are kind of ranked by how good they think they'll do, and that's the order they put them out in. Like the fourth song off most albums, not all albums, but most ones, usually kind of fizzle out really fast. It's usually like the first 3 that do good. Then the 4th is kind of a stretch.
Yep.
But
Unless you're Rihanna.
Yeah, unless you're Rihanna or Michael Jackson or Def Leppard. Those are the 3 that I put together. But one more thing before we go. Want to give a big shout out to our friend Joey G.
Yes.
Who's undergoing some major surgery that he tried to put off as long as he could, but he's finally going for it, and I think it's probably definitely needed. So hopefully he'll be better after this, and we hope it all goes smoothly. So
Absolutely.
shout out to Joey G.
Yeah, thoughts are with you, man. Get better soon.
Yes. So I guess that's it. That's the last video recap.
For a little while, maybe.
So.
Again, let us know what you think. Comment, of course. Email us at remixreport@gmail.com. Make sure you go subscribe to the audio podcast on iTunes. And, yeah, see you next time.
Not see you next time. Or you won't see us, but you'll hear us next time.
Remixreport.com